In this video I'm just going to talk a bit about addictions and addictive behaviour. So we all understand what an addiction is and what addictive behaviour is. So it tends to be something that we do on a regular basis that's normally negative. So it's something that we either overeat, or we drink alcohol, or we take drugs. So it's a routine that we do and we build on a regular basis that has a negative impact on our psyche, basically. So we all sort of understand that from children. There's certain foods that you like or certain drinks that you like, and therefore you have them on a regular basis, and of course they become addictive. And big corporations use the same idea. They present imagery on a very frequent basis on the television and the internet to try to encourage us to buy their products. So they want to try to build that addictive connection between ourselves and their product effectively. So for me, working as a psychic surgeon with Chen and his team, obviously I see two types of addictive behaviour. So you've got the addictive behaviour of a person. So that person likes certain things themselves, whether it be alcohol or drugs, or other behaviours that give them normally some sort of euphoric feeling or makes them feel happy. So they own that responsibility and they own that addictive behaviour. And then there's the addictive behaviours that are kind of encouraged by intrusive thought, basically. And of course this works into the area of negative entities or discarnate spirit. So people that were once alive and are now dead, classed as discarnate spirit, they attach to somebody through an etheric perforation, so effectively a hole in your etheric field, and then they can start to basically connect with you and push thoughts into your mindset telepathically. So if you're a medium or if you're psychic, you get to learn very quickly which thoughts are your own and which thoughts you're hearing from a different place. So I can hear my guide Chen talk to me the same as if he sat next to me in the room when I want to. When I don't want to, I turn that off, and I don't hear him and I don't talk to any spirit at all. So I'm totally in control of the process of, as a medium, of basically connecting to other entities. The same with demonic entities. I can connect to them and talk to them, and I can hear and understand them telepathically through telepathic thought, obviously that process. So it's very easy to do. So I've learned over the time, I know what my thoughts are, and I therefore know when a thought comes in that isn't mine. So if I'm walking down the stairs and there's a thought that pops in to say don't trip or watch you don't fall, I know that thought isn't my own thought, it's not come from me, therefore it's come from some external energy. So it will be an entity or a discarnate spirit, basically. The same, I think most people can associate with that kind of thing. You could be driving and you get a thought come into your mind, watch this corner, it's dangerous, or why don't you overtake now, or why don't you jump off a bridge if you're crossing a bridge, those sorts of things. So these are intrusive negative thoughts that are coming in from other energies around us, or maybe connected to us. So, and of course this is where lots of addictions come from. So a person goes through a difficult or stressful point in their life, they start to overdrink or do drugs or do other things that make them feel better, and then of course they attract, because their vibration is probably quite low, they attract negative entities or discarnate spirit into their auric field, and then those other energies start to basically push that thought process. So start to encourage that thought. Why don't you go to the pub and have a drink? Why don't you have another drink? Just have another one. Have one for the road. Why don't you go and meet those people that are negative and do some drugs in the park? And all of the time, you're battling with your own thought process to think, I don't really want to do that. And then, of course, they're encouraging that type of behaviour. So this is that kind of intrusive thought behaviour that becomes or pushes that addiction, essentially. So for me, most of people that have addictions, especially ones that are really negative, will have some type of entity connected to them or some level of discarnate spirit, because there's definitely going to be some attracted entity that is pushing that addictive behaviour in a negative way. And that's why we've started recently offering spiritual health checks, whereby we can connect to a person, review the etheric field, find out what's attached and then disconnect it. And then a person without any type of negative attachment is then effectively back to their own sovereign self. And at that point, of course, they can still drink and they can still do drugs and they can still do addictive negative things, but at that point it's their own choice and are not being encouraged by any other level of external negativity. So hopefully this makes sense. There's plenty of information on the website, so you're welcome to go and review the material there. And for now, I'll say goodbye.